Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, basketball fans, wherever you may be watching. Welcome to Sapporo for tonight's game here in the Japanese B.LEAGUE between LEVANGA Hokkaido and the KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS. Well, it's a second meeting between these two teams this weekend, and of course, the rise of LEVANGA Hokkaido, having won yesterday emphatically with a victory of 88-81 against their rivals, the KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS. Well, yesterday's victory for LEVANGA Hokkaido proved yet again making them the #1 team here in the Eastern Conference as they sit above both the Chiba Jets and Utsunomiya Brechts with a record of 26-8. Well, it was a great game yesterday for Dwight Ramos, finishing with 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists, but the leading scorer was indeed Jahil Okafor, an unstoppable double-double, 20 points and 14 rebounds. Well, we'll take a look at some of the key highlights from that game. The return of Kai Soto after a much long-awaited. Now, it's not his first game back, of course, but Kai Soto also finishing with a double-double himself, so a promising return for the big man from Gilas, Pilipinas. Well, looking back at this fixture yesterday, if you didn't make it, of course, 21 bench points coming from LEVANGA Hokkaido. Of course, converting 15 points and more of the turnovers of the KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS. They only finished with 13 turnovers. The problem, of course, with KOSHIGAYA, only 6 second chance points, but they did finish with 40 points inside the paint. So there's John Hara, of course, one of the key import players. I gotta tell you, I do like the new look of LEVANGA Hokkaido's uniforms. This Coach Hiro Anzai, because you remember him, he won the B.LEAGUE championship back in 2022 with the Utsunomiya Brechts. Well, hello fans, and welcome everybody watching live on B.LEAGUE International. Of course, if you are watching this game live, make sure you subscribe to B.LEAGUE International on YouTube, and also follow all the news, highlights, and content on B.LEAGUE International on Instagram. When you look at that lineup there, you'll be familiar with some of the key faces of Anthony Clemens, Jarrell Martin, but also big performance coming from the likes of Yuichi Ikeda in yesterday's game. Well, we're now going to introduce the key players here for KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS. Before we get set to introduce, well, there's the starting lineup. So, Shunit Matsuyama will be in the backcourt along with Anthony Clemens. Jarrell Martin, it's a small lineup along with Yuichi Ikeda. We'll start again for Kai Soto. Remember, a big double-double for him yesterday. Well, there is the starting 5 for the visitors, and now we're going to get set to introduce the key starters for the home team, LEVANGA Hokkaido. So we're also going to introduce the local entertainment here on the northern island of Hokkaido in the city of Sapporo.
We are the team. LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Number 1, Soto Kohei. Number 6, KOSHIGAYA. Number 8, Kobayashi. Number 12, ALPHAS Soto. Number 14, HOKKAIDO. Number 18, Number 34, Morizane Krato. Number 14, Nishimura Yuma. LEVANGA HOKKAIDO starting 5.
Well, here we go. Now we'll experience the starting 5 for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Good to see Dwight Ramos. Remember, 18 points yesterday in the big victory against KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS. We'll be guarded in the backcourt with Ren Shibatani along with the likes of Keisei Tominaga. Because the front court will see both John Hara and both, as well along with former NBA player Jahil Okafor. That's going to be a great test, of course, for Kai Soto as he goes up against the physical presence, the debut season of Jahil Okafor. Oh, it's interesting. Dwight Ramos now in his 3rd season with LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. This was a team that could never scratch the playoffs. But now they're the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference, ahead of Utsunomiya Brex, and they'll remain number 1 with a victory here at home live in Sapporo.
Go for victory! Go LEVANGA!
Well, welcome everybody as now we get set. We're almost moments away from tip-off. The officials indeed are ready for this big matchup. LEVANGA HOKKAIDO looking to be a team that contests for a B.LEAGUE championship. Yes, they'll be heavy favorites to get into the postseason, but can they get to the finals and go to the Yokohama Arena? Well, this is starting 5. Ikeda's going to match up in the backcourt with Ren Shibatani. So you look at these lineups. Matthew Clements. Listen, it might be slightly, I imagine that's going to be the defensive duties for Dwight Ramos, that is. But we'll see how this one pans out for these two teams. Again, if you're watching this game live, please let us know where in the world you're watching this game. And also, let us know your name so we can give you a shout out of which team you think will win. Will it be LEVANGA HOKKAIDO or will it be the KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS? Kai Soto jumping this one against Jahil Okafor. Ball run away, and it will be LEVANGA HOKKAIDO with the first possession. Just running everything here in the backcourt, along with Ren Shibatani. Shibatani nowhere to go. A little bit of step back going for the mid-range. First rebound goes to Kai Soto. Well, Tominaga is definitely going to take a lot of shots from the perimeter. Anytime they can force him from the mid-range, that is going to be key. A little bit of Spain stack pick and roll. Soto's got a mismatch. He's defended by Ramos, but a poor entry pass. Well, should have been better, but now here comes LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. John Hara trying to find a handoff. Finds Tominaga. It's a good defense by Ikeda, but Tominaga a little teardrop. And again, unable to finish. There's already 2 good looks for KC Tominaga. Now he commits a foul against Ikeda. Goes the 3 from Matthew Clemens and gets the first 3 points of the game. The man who plays for Kazakhstan's national team, also former Sun Rocker Shibuya player. Not a bad look for him. But LEVANGA HOKKAIDO don't want to give him too many open looks. Morales has the jumper. Second rebound for Soto. He did finish with a double. Penetration, bright stop for Koshigaya. That time comfortably getting inside the paint. And that time it was Shun Matsuyama. There's a backdoor play now. It's going to be a traveling violation of forced turnover. But you got to credit the collapsed defense inside the paint from the Koshigaya ALPHAS. After initially being the primary defender, Shun Matsuyama helps Kai Soto out and quickly makes that switch. Moxie comes up with a high screen. Soto a little teardrop. It just rolls its way in and out. She got to credit Kai Soto for being out so long due to injury, making that long return. The amount of training, the isolation is Okafor. So kick this one out. Shimatani fires it 3, can't get it. Okafor offensive board, but unable to get the M1. Because that is something Koshigaya is going to try to eliminate today. Is try to not give away too many second chance points. Here for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Because yesterday they were actually better than Koshigaya. They had 14 second chance points. And Jahil Okafor, as I mentioned, like Kai Soto, finished with a double-double. He had 20 points, 14 rebounds, but only 2 offensive boards. There's a lot of excitement when Jahil Okafor did sign with LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Just drafted into the NBA in the first round, but didn't quite meet those expectations. Soto picks up his 3rd rebound. Two-possession lead currently to Koshigaya. Hara having to be switched against Anthony Clemens. Now they go to Soto. It's a poor entry pass and another turnover. Well, that's consecutive turnovers for Koshigaya. Just need to take care of the basketball a little bit better. Well, he's probably seen a bit of improvement, Coach Anzai, with the Koshigaya team. And having Kai Soto healthy, well, that is key, just like it is for Gilas Pilipinas. Ramos. Gets this one out. There's Shimatani in the backcourt, but now they finally get on the perimeter. He tries again from downtown. This time there's no problem. Buries a 3-pointer. It's not only Tominaga that can knock him down from the 3-point line. Three and a half played here. Soto giving this one up. Nice little penetration. Make that 4 rebounds, and Soto now will go to the free throw line. That's a great take by Yuichi Ikeda, but Soto patiently just waiting out. I mean, he's got to all you got to do is throw the lob to it. I mean, Kai Soto is 7'3". Just throw it up in the air to the big man. Substitution for Levenga Hokkaido. John Hara will go to the bench. It's interesting now here. It looks like Levenga Hokkaido is going to go a little bit smaller. Well, Kai Soto, the question is, you got to be patient with his return. And I know that many Filipino fans are going to be expecting him to play for Gilas at the upcoming second window of the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, where they'll take on both New Zealand and Australia in Manila. Provisional substitution, Soto will go to the bench, 1.4 rebounds. So Yuya Kamata coming into the lineup here for the Koshigaya Alphas. Well, a push in the back is going to be called against Jarrell Martin. Let's have a look at the replay. Watch Martin here. Oh, that's a good call. Yeah, you can see a lot of momentum coming from behind. So now he'll have to go to the bench. So Jeffrey Palmer checking into the lineup here for the Alphas. 6:11 to go in the first quarter. Yuki Bayashi is in the lineup here for Levenga. Okafor banks open. Ayapanis Uwiana, as they would say in the Philippines. Koshigaya just patiently passing the ball around. Contestant three is up and make that number 2 for the Alphas. And that time knocked down by Shun Matsuyama. Well, there's Okafor trying to take a body with him. And he'll go back to the free throw line. But he's probably one of the toughest bigs to guard here in the B-League. Because the thing with him is, he's not only a traditional back-to-the-basket post-up player. He likes to take it a little further from the basket and put the ball on the ground. And that foul was called against Yuya Kamata. It's still very early here at the moment in the first quarter, but I think the one thing for Koshigaya, especially when Kai Soto comes back on the floor, you've got to win the second chance battle. You got to try to come up with as many offensive boards as possible. Second free throw good for Jahil Okafor. It's now Kai Sugawara, number 28, subs into the lineup here for Koshigaya. It's been picked up very deep in the full court. That's a man matchup still here by Levenga Hokkaido. Ramos trying to keep Clements in front of him. Time winding down here for Koshigaya. Palmer's got to put up a tough one. It's not a great offense for the Alphas. Ramos kicks this one out. Well, they want to go back to Okafor. Palmer's got to keep him at bay. Nice dive finds Ramos. Kicks this one out. Three in the corner's up. Palmer comes up with the board. That's not a bad offense by the Levenga Hokkaido, but the end product not quite there. Clements has made 1 3. Not going to get this one. Well, both teams getting good looks on the perimeter, but another foul is going to be committed. That's going to be another trip to the free throw line from Levenga Hokkaido. This is going to be the 3rd trip already here in the first quarter. What the Koshigaya don't want to do is get into foul trouble early. That one's on Kai Sugawara. So Shuto Ichiba currently at the free throw line. Ichiba did have 10 points yesterday. He was the 4th player for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO to get into double figures, and they were 19 out of 27 last night from the free throw line. Granted, Koshigaya only missed 2 free throws, but they were only 16 out of 18. Second free throw good, cutting it down to a 1-point deficit. It's now run to 4.5. LEVANGA's only committed 2 fouls. They'll go for another 3. Well, fighting for it. Another foul committed, so it's going to be another trip to the free throw line. And you can quite clearly see, with neither Jarrell Martin or Kai Soto on the floor, Koshigaya really lacking balance in their offense. So now it's John Hara at the free throw line. Well, John Hara played at Penn State. Just roughly stands at 100, just about 200 centimeters, I'd say. Just played in the 2nd division of Spanish basketball back in 2022 with Cantabria after leaving Penn State. There's another import who's comfortably fitted in here in the Japanese B.LEAGUE. Clements working with Palmer. Penetrates out of control, misses everything. And now here comes LEVANGA. Leading by 1 point. So Rod tries to muscle his way and gets stripped. Good hands by John Palmer, but can't Koshigaya convert this? So quick fouls committed in the full court by Hiroto Kikuchi. Look at the hands here by Palmer. Swipes at it. And good hustle, good reaction by Takeru Oba. I think Koshigaya will be disappointed they weren't able to convert that quickly to fast break buckets, but Kai Soto re-enters play. Remember, 1 point, 4 rebounds already here in the first quarter for the big man. Koshigaya down by 1. We'll go for another 3-pointer. This one's up, front iron. We're living and dying at the moment from the perimeter. Unfortunately, just not able to convert. Kohei Sakino also here in the backcourt at the moment for LEVANGA as a wide open 3 goes flying. Well, Soto should have caught that one. Goes out of bounds. It's going to remain possession to LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Well, here was a 3-pointer by Teruchika Naito, but that just comfortably fell in the hands of John Hara. I don't know what's more disappointing. Soto giving away the offensive board, or John Hara missing the putback. And another foul, which we'll see. Another trip to the free throw line yet again for that man, Hiroto Kikuchi. Well, it's actually his first trip to the free throw line, excuse me, but here for Koshigaya because they're giving away too many soft fouls early on. And like I say, it's absolute joy and excitement for the fans here in Sapporo, this beautiful island of Hokkaido just off the north of mainland Japan. A team that could barely scratch making it to the playoffs in the B.LEAGUE. Now find themselves a championship contender. Second free throw good by Kikuchi. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Soto just flashing how to be a pressure reliever. Soto flashes high post, unable to connect. Now LEVANGA just want to extend that lead going into the second quarter. Quick three in transition. But Soto does enough there to prevent the offensive board. But can they build something offensively? Well, things getting contested here. I don't know what happened, but Jeffrey Palmer was not happy. Watch Palmer. I think he takes a shot there or something. So Palmer gets locked up with Teruchika Naito. Now Jahil Okafor back into lineup here for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Soto just setting those screens. There's the paint entry, defended by Okafor. Soto trying to muscle his way in. Soft play by Kai Soto. Well, the extension, the reach, almost impossible to defend. And that was good defense by Jahil Okafor, but simply better offense by Kai Soto. Well, Palmer goes to the ground. Okafor just gets nutmegged by himself. Now goes for another fadeaway. And it's another trip to the free throw line. LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. I'll have to see the replay of this one. Watch Palmer. That's tough if you ask me. Palmer trying to protest his innocence. And now he'll have to go to the bench. So now it's going to be 12 free throws taken already here in the first quarter for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Jahil Okafor was only 5 out of 6 from the free throw line yesterday. He's able to knock this one down. I like that from John Edmund Langman, 5349. Panisi Okafor, Kyrene Soto. Love it. 2-point lead currently to LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Is now run to 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Same full court pressure coming from LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. This looks like they're in a high 3-2 zone. You want a high post entry. Time winding down. Well, Soto with the putback. And now level things up. He now moves up to 5 points, 5 rebounds. Could Kai Soto have a double-double before halftime? 90 seconds under to go here in the first quarter. Okafor goes handoff. LEVANGA HOKKAIDO just want to take the lead yet again. Another 3 goes flying. That rebound comfortably secured by Shun Matsuyama. He's coming up for high screens. He's got a mismatch. They got to get the ball to him. Nice Soto had the mismatch. Jahil Okafor came down for the double team, but Kai Soto, you got to go to work, big fella. That's your bread and butter. Just go to work, Kai. So here was the putback dunk by Kai Soto. Light work. Easy bounce. So they're going to take him out here with under a minute. Now this is just to kind of manage his return from injury. So far, though, not a bad start for the big man for Gilas Filipinas. Okafor senses the mismatch. Oh, twisting, turning. What a move by Jahil Okafor. Spinning like a washing machine and cleaning up the defense. Well, if you're a neutral fan of this game, you want to see this go right down to the wire. The foul is going to be called, and there should be no arguments with that foul whatsoever. That's a foul on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, any day that ends in a Y. From that angle, it looks a bit different, but before he got close up, there was definitely a push. So Shun Matsuyama goes to the free throw line. Matsuyama now second play to go to the free throw line, apart from Kai Soto. Knocks down the second one, cutting it down to a 1-point deficit. As Yuichi Ikeda, the veteran, back into the lineup here for the Alphas. 29.3 seconds to go here in the first quarter. So Shuhei Kitagawa subbing into the lineup here for the Alphas. .3 seconds difference between both game and shot clock. Has been unstoppable so far in the paint. And another foul. Well, this is truly incredible. LEVANGA Hokkaido will now have had 14 free throws already here in the first quarter. Coach Anzai's got to be thinking, my team might foul out if I'm not careful. Well, Jeffrey Palmer, 2 fouls. Jerome Martin, 2 fouls. And those are your 2 defensive lineups already. So Soto's got to come back in the lineup. Now, I imagine that was to probably, and I like that decision by Coach Anzai, take one of his bigs, his 3 bigs, to get into or pick up another foul before the end of the first quarter. As Okafor makes the first free throw. Second one good. Plenty of time here for Hokkaido, or excuse me, for Koshigaya to get one final play. Matsuyama trying to go the length of the floor. Hesitates, had Soto with him, but finishes in the end and cuts it down to a 1-point deficit. Well, that's a great way to end the first quarter. The 3 goes flying by Keisei Tominaga, but so far, great start between these 2 teams in the second header of this doubleheader. Remember, Koshigaya Alphas lost yesterday in a very close one. Kai Soto for Koshigaya and Chihiro Okafor for LEVANGA Hokkaido both had double-doubles. End of the first quarter. We'll be back in just under 2 minutes for the second one, live here in Sapporo, Japan, on the island of Hokkaido. Welcome back, everybody. Live here in Sapporo, Japan. KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS trailing by 1 against LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Those 14 free throws had been taken in that first quarter by LEVANGA. Jarrell Martin inside the paint, goes for a tough one. And gets that to rattle in. That's a good look for him. Remember, he did pick up 2 fouls in the first quarter. The problem KOSHIGAYA has had is defending Jahlil Okafor inside the paint, which now looks like Kai Soto matches up with him. Almost nice take inside. Soto comes up with a 6th rebound. A quick 3 and Soto, 7 rebounds, and indeed 7 points. I was just about to criticize the shot selection, which I didn't think was good, but when you've got 7'3" Kai Soto, you can probably take anything you want because you know he's going to pick up the boards. John Hurrah. Soto now picks up 8 rebounds. Could he have that double-double already here in the first half? And there's going to be a foul on the handoff. I'm not quite sure he agrees with the call, but it's definitely a lot of excessive contact. Well, my correction, Kai Soto has 8 points and 8 rebounds. So he's actually underrepresenting what he had already. Final seconds here on the shot clock. Gotta go for another 3. Tipped away by Soto. Another kick out. Martin, he'll fire a 3. Well, it's not a bad effort there by Jarrell Martin from the perimeter. The foul is going to be called on the ground. See, I just don't think KOSHIGAYA wants to give up these quick fouls because the amount of times they sent LEVANGA to the free throw line in the first quarter, they've got to maintain some defensive discipline. Ramos finds Tominaga. Tominaga trying to go for an ISO. Soto invited Jahlil Okafor for 3. A big mistake as Jahlil Okafor makes Kai Soto pay. And I just think it's probably better if they go with Jarrell Martin defensively matching up with Jahlil Okafor. Because one thing Okafor is going to try to do is bring Kai Soto away from the paint. Another change coming in is Yu Kibayashi subbing back into the lineup here for Coach Lovell, the German international. Remember, he goes back to coaching in Japan as early as 2005-06 for ALPHAS Tokyo when he was known as the JBL. KOSHIGAYA again struggling from the three-point line. LEVANGA HOKKAIDO trying to retake the lead. Remember, Martin's got 2 fouls. Doesn't want to pick up another one. But John Hurrah unable to finish. This is where KOSHIGAYA's got to try to get something quick in transition. Patiently going around the screen and another missed 3-point attempt. Oh, a bit of a circus shot going in. But in the end, they'll count it. What a take. Well, Rei Shimatane. And a timeout is going to be called by KOSHIGAYA's ALPHAS coach, Ryo Anzai. So, well, here was John Hurrah transition. Well, that is what you call the default button on either Xbox or PlayStation 5. I like that. That's beautiful. We'll return from this timeout in under 90 seconds, live here in Sapporo, Japan. B.LEAGUE action between Hokkaido LEVANGA and KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS. Well, this timeout was called by Coach Anzai, the 2022 coach of the B-League champions, Utsunomiya Brex. But both teams have only converted 2 3-point field goals, and a combined total of 18 has already been taken, 11 by Koshigaya Alphas. But I think what's quite evident, when Kai Soto is not on the floor, the offense definitely is not as strong than when he's not on the floor. Koshigaya trying to build something, down by 2. It's Jerome Matsu, the only natural center. 12 3-point attempt. Third one converted from downtown. And that was Yuya Kamata. Just able to get past the defense. Well counted. Another one. And indeed, who else? Keisei Tominaga-san. Well, the defense took the gamble. And Tominaga, as soon as he goes to his left, he's just able to make any tough situation into a bucket. And that's poor help side defense by Sho Matsuyama. Well, Tominaga only had 9 points yesterday in the victory against Koshigaya. He was 4 out of 12, attempted 7 3-pointers, and had only made 1 of them. Well, when you got teammates like Dwight Ramos, Jahil Okafor, sometimes you can afford to have an off day at the office. Two-point lead to LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. 3.5 played here in the second quarter. Koshigaya, before meeting LEVANGA HOKKAIDO, actually got 2 very big victories against Ibaraki Robots. But they are far away from getting into the playoffs, as Jerome Matsu misses the 3-pointer. LEVANGA want to extend this to a 2-possession lead. As Yuki Bayashi kicks this one out. That's another foul. And I tell you what, Koshigaya pick up too many fouls up like this. They may need to ask some of the fans to suit up and play for them. Oh, it's a foul all day long. There's no defensive discipline by Kitagawa. Almost 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. As Kaisho Morizumi subs into the lineup. 3 in the corner. Offensive rebound, and John Hara just wanted it a little bit more. Well, that takes some effort to get an offensive rebound over Kaiju. Soto having only just subbed back into the lineup, along with Anthony Clements. Kitagawa out of control, can't finish. 2-possession lead currently to the LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Another little circus shot by Shimatani, but Clements comes up with the board. Clements goes behind the back. Still got it. Puts it up and finishes under intense pressure inside the paint. He's definitely the most experienced player for the Koshigaya Alphas. I don't think that counts as a rebound there for Soto, so make that number 9. Clements, Korea transition. Unable to finish. I think they pulled the foul here against Kibayashi. I believe they have, yeah. Because Kibayashi actually prevented Kai Soto from getting a 10th rebound. Timeout has been called with 4:50 to go here in the second quarter. So we'll be back in just under 90 seconds.
ください。以上、オートバックスプレイスオンファイヤータイムでした。さあ、まだまだ全力応援よろしくお願いします。
Well, just under 4 minutes or 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. We're live in Sapporo, the city of the beautiful island of Hokkaido, just north of Japan. Currently 2-point lead to LEVANGA Hokkaido, the #1 team in the Eastern Conference here in the Japanese B.LEAGUE. Koshigaya just getting the ball inbound. Clements now penetrates, nowhere to go. Kicks out, another three goes flying, and make that the fourth three-point field goal for the Alphas. Knocked down by the veteran. Well, Yuichi Ikeda has probably been playing pro basketball in Japan for as long as when I was back in high school. Nice little backdoor play by John Hara, but a great dive. Good vision by Kaishu Morizumi. A good hands-on defense. Comes up with it, and now will extend it to a three-point lead. Well, Koshigaya's offense fell asleep, but Gohei Sakino just taking full advantage. Well, Sakino again, just chasing Ikeda on the defensive end. The offense just lacking at the moment. Clemens goes for another one, and level things up, tough three. That's not a bad option when the shot clock's winding down. Fifth three of the first half, and another foul committed by Koshigaya's backcourt. This time it's on Kai Sugawara. Well, this is something out of nothing. Sugawara had nowhere to go. But you can see Kaisho Morizumi wasn't aware of where the ball was, and the thing with Anthony Clements, he's got such a high release. So it is quite tough to defend his three-point shot. There's no doubt about it. There's the take again. It's way too easy. Morizumi makes up for the defensive mistake. Still a 2-point lead to the LEVANGA Hokkaido. Great game here in the Japanese B.LEAGUE. Clements going ball screen with Soto. Wow, raining three-pointers indeed. He is on fire, unconscious, knocking them down. Question is for Koshigaya. Another three goes flying. Oh, both teams. What a response by Yuki Bayashi. Well, only at the beginning of the second quarter, they'd only made 2 3-point field goals each. That's improved since. Jeffrey Palmer also in the lineup. Soto, little teardrop, now goes into double figures. 10 points, 9 rebounds to Kai Soto. Nice assist already from Anthony Clements. So they go down low to Okafor. There's the take, and again, Kibayashi. 5 consecutive points here for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Keeps them ahead by 2 points. Ikeda penetrates. Clemens has made 2 threes. And again, get your umbrellas out. Raining here on the island of Hokkaido, the city of Sapporo. Anthony Clemens just cannot miss him downtown. He's cooking right now. Well, a timeout has been called. We'll be back in just under 90 seconds. Well, great to see we have a lot of the Filipino international fans watching this game live on B.LEAGUE International. And why not? We got both Dwight Ramos for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO and Kai Soto for KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS. But I got a question now for all the Filipino fans. How do you feel going into the second window of the FIBA World Cup qualifiers? It's going to be two great games for the Gilas as they'll take on both New Zealand and Australia. And let me know in the live comment bank, are any of you going to go watch that game live? Meanwhile, back here in the B-League, it's been a great game for these two men. Anthony Clements, now remember, he's also played for the Kazakhstan national team. Clements at the moment, 14 points. He's 4 out of 6 from the perimeter. While Kai Soto needs 1 rebound to get to a double-double. He's got 10 points and 9 boards. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. KOSHIGAYA just slightly ahead by 1 due to the three-point shooting of Anthony Clements. Sakino coming up for the high screen. Another 3 goes flying. Well, a foul has been called. And I think here, if that foul's called, that might be a goaltender. Well, here's the shot by Ramos. There's the rebound. Well, it depends. Was it going in the basket? Was it going to be an air ball? Because if it was nowhere near going towards the basket, that's interesting. Foul is on Ikeda. Well, I think Shuto Ichiba is going to have to move on because I don't think they're going to call it an M1, unfortunately for him. He's a great player, Shuto Ichiba. He's been with his team for quite some time. Well, so far, Ichiba this season, 33 games, he's been averaging 5 points. I mean, he's not the foundation scorer, but he's a great option to part of the lineup. And interestingly, last season, Ichiba played for KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS. So he's up against his former team. There you have it. Double-double for Kai Soto. And 1 for all the haters. Si Kai Soto ay isang magaling na basketball player. No arguments. Soto, nice dive. Finds Palmer, no foul given. Still a 1-point lead to KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS. There's a take in the end. Again, nice finish by Keisei Tominaga as he gives HOKKAIDO LEVANGA a 1-point lead. Well, looks like another timeout is going to be called. This time by Coach Anzai of the KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS, so we will return in just under 1 minute. Well, I've just seen a comment on the live YouTube chat at PH for Christ. Mr. Commentator, we feel 2 wins coming up versus New Zealand and Australia. I love that confidence. And I tell you what, I'm looking so forward to the upcoming FIBA World Cup qualifying window. Well, fans, if you are watching this game live on B.LEAGUE International, please let us know where in the world you're watching. Because we have fans usually tune in from all over the world, from the Americas, Europe, Africa, and Asia. And if you're watching in the Philippines, let us know where in the Philippines you're watching. 1:28 to go here in the second quarter. HOKKAIDO LEVANGA currently leading by 1 against KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS. Well, KOSHIGAYA would love to go into the halftime break with the lead. Soto's got a mismatch. Got to go to work, Kaiju. Oh, what a dime. Oh, my goodness. Kai Soto, B.E.A. beautiful. no-look dime in the paint. Are you kidding me, Kaiju? Are you kidding me? Well, look at this. Kaiju, no-look dime. Oh, baby. But look at the finish by Jerome Martin. I mean, Kai Soto making passes like the great Arvydas Sabonis in the paint. And Martin converts a three-point play. Well, 1 minute to go here in the second quarter. And again, nice mid-range knocked down by Keisei Tominaga. And Tominaga just told Ikeda he's too small. And that's the motion he gave. Ikeda wants to respond. As Soto! Well, Magadagabi. Good night. Well, Kaiju indeed. Big time dunk. 16 seconds difference between game clock and shot clock. Another three goes flying, not gonna go. Okafor follows up with the rebounds. Tominaga trying to play games here with Ikeda. Now Ichiba off the dribble, knocks this one down. That's another three. It gives LEVANGA Hokkaido the lead. Final seconds here for Anthony Clements. Clements still has it. He's made 4 threes. What a game you're witnessing. 5 threes in the first half for Anthony Clements. Everybody is on fire. What a finish indeed. Well, this has really been an unbelievable game to watch. I tell you what's excitement on both ends of the floor. This is the Japanese B.LEAGUE. Well, fans, go take a break. Go get something to eat. Go get something to drink. Don't anywhere too long, as we will return in just under 20 minutes.
求められるインフラは時代で変わる。求められるインフラは地域で変わる。本当に必要なインフラを提供し続けたい。その道のりは険しく果てしない。それでも私たちは地域の未来へパスをつなぎたい。
エンターテインメントアカデミーパシスタフェアリーズサテライトチームによりますハーフタイムスペシャルコラボダンスパフォーマンスでした。 コンサドールズパシフィカスピリッツハーフタイムスペシャルダンスパフォーマンスでした。
さあここからの時間はダイヤモンドヘッドプレゼンツレバンガ北海道 U18 に挑戦親子シュートチャレンジのお時間です。さあまずはチャレンジャーをご紹介いたします。アウェー側からこちら栗田大輔さん、ルイさん親子です。お願いします。頑張ってください。さあそしてホーム側はレバンガ北海道 U18 チームとして木村壮太選手と中川凛太郎選手に参加いただきましてよろしくお願いします。お願いします。お二人気合入ってますか？負けれないですね。これはぜひよろしくお願いします。勝ちに行きましょう。それではルール説明させていただきます。まずはですね、栗田さん親子には最初の30秒間はお子さんがシュートをして親御さんがボール拾いをしてください。次の30秒間は親御さんがシュートをしてお子さんがボール拾いです。ボックスの外からでしたらどこからシュートをしても OK です。続いてレバンガ北海道 U18 チームですが同じく30秒で交代をしてシュートを打っていただくのですがハンデとして全てスリーポイントエリアの外から打ってください。なるほど。そうです。そして合計1分間でシュートを決めた本数で競っていただきます。そして本日はですねコンサドーレコラボレイズということで先ほど素敵なパフォーマンスを披露していただきましたコンサドールズの皆さんにも得点カウントのお手伝いしていただきます。よろしくお願いします。それではいいですか、両チーム準備はよろしいでしょうか。いきますよ、よーいスタート。
さあどっちを見たらどっちも見ますが、もういきなりです。いきなり決まりました。さあ頑張って
10秒経過。
頑張れ。惜しい。入りますんだけど、わーシュー。頑張れ。惜しい。
残り10、9、8、7、6、5、
次来そうだ。
4、
シュー。
1、さあ交代してください。
28レバンガチーム、これちょっとシュートがもう結構何本くらいですか？
結構入れてね。もう
入ってるんじゃないですか。
いや
シュートさん、
栗田さんが結構入れてますよ。
親御さんここで逆転したい。頑張って。惜しい。うわーナイス。まだ
10秒前。9、
うわすごい。
7、
入ってますね。まず
5、4、3、2、1、終了。さあまずは両チームに大きな拍手をください。さあということで得点カウントしていきましょう。まずはアウェー側栗田さん親子は何点でしょう？5ポイント。さあどうだこれは。続いてホーム側レバンガ北海道 U18 チームは何点でしょう？6。ラッキーサダーということでレバンガ北海道 U18 チームの勝利。それでは皆さんコート中央でご参加いただいた栗田さん親子には参加賞として本日の冠スポンサーでありますダイヤモンドヘッド様よりレバンガ北海道コンサドーレ札幌グッズ詰め合わせが贈られます。そして2月10日より開幕いたしますインフロニア B リーグ U18 インショナルリーグ2025での活躍を記念しまして同じくダイヤモンドヘッド様より支援品が贈られます。プレゼンターはダイヤモンドヘッド株式会社バスケ部奥山ゆずる様です。よろしくお願いします。さあということでレバンガ北海道 U18 チーム2月10日より開幕いたしますインフロニア B リーグ U18 インターナショナルリーグ2025ぜひ頑張ってください。以上ダイヤモンドヘッドプレゼンツレバンガ北海道 U18 に挑戦親子シュートチャレンジでした。チャレンジの皆様に今一度盛大な拍手をお願いします。ありがとうございました。リソナグループ B リーグ2025-26シーズンレバンガ北海道対越谷アルファーズサポーテッドバイダイヤモンドヘッドにご来場いただき誠にありがとうございます。 ここで B リーグパートナーをご紹介いたします。リソナグループ B リーグ2015-26シーズン B リーグパートナーソフトバンク、 B リーグパートナーリソナグループ、 B リーグイノベーションパートナーインフロミアホールディングス、 B リーグパートナーズ日本生命 BIS ミライブ、 B リーグサポーティングカンパニーズモルテン、朝日新聞、日本経済新聞社、大塚製薬、野村工芸社、 EY ジャパン、エニタイムフィットネス、ストライク、スポーツデポ、ロッテアイス、ふるさとチョイス、マスク、日清食品、 DNA、 ウィーリングサプライヤー、アンドレスフードホールディングス、ウィーリングコンディションパートナー、大学薬、ウィーリングスポーツシスコアとエクリスサポーティングパートナー、スポーツ通信リーダー、ウィーリングクロスパートナー、
世界最大の室内 DX ゴルフ空間、ジ・イーグルゴルフ。ただいま会員募集中。全打席にカメラと弾道計測器、トラックマンを設置。練習に確信を、スイングに確信を。ジ・イーグルゴルフ。
仕事にはプロの汗に超強いドライポロシャツがこの価格レバンガ。
Welcome back, basketball fans. Live here in Sapporo for this game of the Japanese B-League between Levanga Hokkaido and Koshigaya ALPHAS. Currently a 2-point lead to Koshigaya ALPHAS, and you can thank that down to three-point shooting, 42%. 5 of those have come from Anthony Clements. While also both teams 19 rebounds. Almost, it is the exact same. Well, both Koshigaya and Levanga Hokkaido have 16 points in the paint. Now 14 points have gone to Kai Soto. Well, 12 points, excuse me. Has his double-double, of course, but you can see there at the moment, Anthony Clements, 17. He is on fire at the moment. The only other point he scored has been a free throw. Well, Jarrell Martin, of course, with 2 fouls, as is Jeffrey Palmer. But, you know, since then, they've adapted with Kai Soto as center and either Palmer or Jarrell Martin as power forward. They've had to bring in the likes of Kai Sugawara as well to relieve that role, also with Yuya Kamata. But in the case of Levanga Hokkaido, remember, these two teams did meet yesterday. And it was Levanga Hokkaido who won in the end 88-81. Dwight Ramos finished with 18 points, but they were led indeed by Jahil Okafor with 20 points and 12 rebounds. Well, there's the foul trouble. Kohei Shino currently has 2 fouls. That's the only slight concern at the moment, but not too much concern, though. Well, welcome back, everybody. And again, if you're watching this game live on B-League International, let us know which team you're supporting and where in the world you're watching. It'll be Levanga Hokkaido first play. Quiet game so far for Ramos. Goes right to defense. Unable to finish. Clements secures the rebound. Soto high post. Bit of contact, he'll go to the free throw line. Foul's going to be called against Dwight Ramos. Sir Dwight, Papa Dwight. Or is it on Ramos? I don't think it is. I think that foul might be on Rei Shimatani, excuse me. Soto makes the first free throw. Of course, a healthy Kai is always a great either Koshigaya or Gilas Filipinas. "14 points, 11 rebounds. Second leading scorer tonight, right behind his teammate Anthony Clements. Nice take in the end by Tominaga. Well, he read the defense so well on his left shoulder. Because this is just eyeing down the help side to prevent a potential block coming up. Ikeda's got a lot of time here. Clements goes in the lane, finishes. Now extends to 19 points. Because that time for Levanga, nobody was inside the paint to come over and rotate. Okafor defended by Martin. Remember, he's got 2 fouls. Soto comes over the double team. Okafor from 15. That's not going to drop for them, as now Koshigaya can build on their lead. Clements has been on fire so far. Demands a high screen from Kai Soto. Time gets it. Soto. Little teardrop, that just rolls out. Still a 2-possession lead, but a deliberate foul is going to be committed by Clements. Well, welcome to Leila Aguda, 745, watching from Bacolod City in the Philippines. Nice penetration, and again, Tominaga taking matters into his own hands as he cuts it down to a 2-point deficit. He's trying to work diligently here with Soto, but now they get a ball reversal. There's an open 3, they'll knock that one down. 9th 3-point field goal tonight here for Koshigaya. stretching the lead to 5 points. There's quite a battle going on between Yuichi Ikeda, the veteran, and Tominaga, the current star of the Japanese national team. I'd say that's tough love. This would be like Jimmy Alapag having a battle with Kiefer Ravena back in the day. Ikeda's got to go to the bench. Well, there's no little teardrop. So this time, that's going to be a third foul against Jarrell Martin. So Coach Anzai's probably got to think about taking him out of the game. Now watch Jarrell Martin pushing. Yeah, that's a good call. Well, Martin picks up his third foul. So Jeffrey Palmer has re-entered play. Now he also has 2 fouls. So if you're LEVANGA HOKKAIDO, you want to make him pick up that third one quickly. There's another foul. There's no defensive discipline at the moment. And it's a problem here for Kai Sugawara because you got to get up really close when you defend Tominaga because he's a 3-point threat. But you get too close like that, he's going to blast right by you. As Kazuya Mitsui is going to sub into the lineup. Now Okafor kicks this one out, finds Ramos. Papa Dwight right now being smothered. Kicks out from the mid-range, and that one just rattles its way in by John Hara. Shooter's touch. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Still a 3-point cushion. Good anticipation on defense by Shimatane. But it will remain Alpha's possession. Well, you always have to appreciate hands in the passing lanes from the backcourt plays. Well, Hara nearly forced a backcourt violation. Soto kicks out. Deep 3 goes flying. Offensive rebound falling in the hands. That time of Kazuya Mitsui. Clemens has made 5 threes. Well, it was on target, but it's not going to go. 2 looks on the perimeter, both contested. Tominaga put the magic on. Palmer's got 2 fouls. Can Okafor get him to commit a third? Okafor keeps it with his right hand. Simply unstoppable. How do you defend Jahlil Okafor in the paint? I think you can only hope to contain him. 1 point, Koshigaya Alpha's lead. Well, Soto, go for it. Go for it. Well, he's got to make him sooner or later. But here we go. Oh, my Lord. Okafor in transition. A 6-0 run from HOKKAIDO LEVANGA. And a timeout called by Coach Anzai. Well, we're going to return from this timeout in just under 1 minute, live here in Sapporo, Japan. Well, Koshigaya Alphas do have 3 players in double figures. That man is one of them, Shun Matsuyama. He does have 11 points. He's 4 out of 8 from the field, having converted 2 3-point field goals. But they're still being led by Anthony Clements, who has 19, and Kai Soto with a double-double at 14 and 11. Just over 4 minutes played here. Koshigaya going with Jeffrey Palmer as the natural center. Jahil Okafor should have a lot of time and space on the offensive end, but now they got to defend. Time winding down for Clements. It's a tough one, not going to go. Rebound by Hara. It's been a 6-0 run since that timeout. Make that an 8-0 run. Tominaga 6 points here in the second half. He's bowling at the moment. You guys got to find some calm in their offense. Well, it's the right idea, but the pass just a little too much for Matsuyama as Palmer throws this one away. It's a right idea here by Palmer, but again, it's Shimatane just contesting everything defensively. He might be the best off-ball defender so far in this game. Okafor just goes in. I mean, that's way too easy. Koshigaya's got to double team him. He's just getting everything and anything he wants in the moment. It's like a buffet. Palmer in the paint. That's going to be a traveling violation. Well, it's actually Jarrell Martin. My apologies, but quite clearly you can see when Kai Soto's not on the floor, the offense, I'll say it again, they just don't have the balance. They don't become as much of a threat. It's the problem for Koshigaya. They've got to monitor Kai's minutes. Tominaga, 3 is up. That's way off the mark. Martin wants to push this one. Ken's just been given all the time in the world to take a 3-pointer. Almost defending him like how they used to defend Rajon Rondo back in 2011 when he was with the Celtics. Keeps this one alive. And somehow, some way, Kamata's able to finish. Well, Kamata wanted to go for a 3 initially, lost control of it. That silences the 10-0 run, but now here comes Okafor. Twisting, turning. That time just edging its way out. Clements. Let's get the handoff. Back to Martin, bumps. Well, no foul call. That's incredible. Jahil Okafor now running in transition. Another teardrop. Time not going to go. Mon again secures the board. Koshigaya can cut it down to 1. Maybe tied up with another 3-pointer. Somebody's got to move, get open. Martin trying to catch a lob. It's another turnover. Well, it's not been great offense so far here in the last few minutes from Koshigaya. And at what point do you bring Kai Soto back into the game? Meanwhile, Yu Kibayashi will check back into lineup along with Hiroto Kikuchi for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Well, great anticipation on defense by Takeru Oba. Goes out of bounds. It's going to remain. LEVANGA still leading by 3 points. Kobayashi trying to go for the turnaround one-legged fadeaway. Clement's able to gather the board. Nobody running with him in transition, but he's able to draw a quick foul. It's only going to be the second team foul against LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. I've just been asked a question on the live YouTube chat for Kai Soto stats. Still 14 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block already. There's a curl screen action. Mon pops out with a 3. Not going to go. Well, he's attempted a few tonight, Jarrell Mon, but just hasn't found the consistency so far from the perimeter. Corral wants to go right at Jarrell Martin. Koshigaya switching on the screens. And now LEVANGA's got a wide open 3. Wow, again, what hot hustle and effort by that man, the former Koshigaya player. Going in for the second chance points, extending it to a 5-point lead. Clements, they'll go for another 3. That one's a little too short. Follows his own shot, now a little teardrop. Banks open. Well, great work by Takedo Oba just to come up with his own rebounds. As now we reached the 1-minute mark, and a foul is going to be called against Ikeda. And this is where Koshigaya's lacked discipline today, because it's a foul. I don't know what his argument is there. You're late on the anticipation. It's a gamble. And now you send Hokkaido LEVANGA to the free throw line. So Shuhei Kitagawa is going to come back in the lineup here for Ikeda. Soto back in the game. Second free throw good. Shuto Ichiba. So Soto's just checked back in. So has Jahil Okafor for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. 4-point lead to the home team, the #1 team ranked here in the Eastern Conference of the B.LEAGUE. Soto put a lot on it. Clements able to survive. He goes flying, and we're cutting it down to a 1-point deficit. Well, he has come off the bench, Oba-san. He's played some big minutes so far here in the third quarter. Now potentially could be a 2-for-1 for Koshigaya if they can get a stop. Well, no foul given. It's going to go out of bounds. And that will be Koshigaya's ball with 12.1. Well, I was going to say Kai Soto came from the help side, then stepped out of the way, but Jarrell Mott, who remember does have 3 fouls, so Soto leaves right here. I think he was just trying to prevent a cut down the middle from Jahil Okafor. Final play of the third quarter. Clemens draws a foul, but it's going to be on the ground. Only the third team foul against LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Final play here in the third quarter, 5.6. Shuhei Kitagawa will inbound this for Koshigaya. Clements got to go quickly. Not a lot of time here for Clements. And there's the 4th and final team foul. Not a bad foul to give away because it only gives Koshigaya 1.5 to get a final shot off. You see the fan on the right behind the coach, Coach Lovell, wearing the Akatsuki Japan national team shirt. I like that. Well, they get the 3 off. Almost got it. Well, we head into the final 10. 1 point advantage for LEVANGA Hokkaido. They won that third quarter by 3 points. But anything can turn around indeed. Well, we'll be back for the 4th and final quarter in just under 2 minutes, live here in Sapporo, Japan. B.LEAGUE basketball. Well, basketball fans watching live on B.LEAGUE International. We're live here in Sapporo, Hokkaido, Japan. Final quarter coming up. Hokkaido LEVANGA leading by 1 against the KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS. Anthony Clemens still leading the score in the game, while Soto got away with a moving screen. There's the alley-oop and second lob city for Kaiju. 16 points for Kai Soto. Hammer time. But you gotta love that. The length of Kai Soto makes it quite convenient for him to catch any lob, but now he's got to match up defensively against Yahil Okafor. Time winded down here for LEVANGA. Tough 3, not gonna go. Good defense by the Alphas. Got the handoff. No backcourt violation. Why did he let it go? Because time came off the shot clock. And that was a poor decision to let that one run. Should have just come up with it. Just for a neutral fan, this game going right to the final play would be exciting, as the foul is going to be called against Takeru Oba. He's played very well in this game, Takeru Oba. There's no question. But decisions like that to allow the ball to run, especially when time is winding down. He's attempted 5 threes. He's converted 1 so far this evening, Oba. For mid-range, and takes back the lead for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, the former Alphas player coming back to haunt his former employer. Well, that's the second time Soto set that kind of hot screen. Heavy defense coming from LEVANGA. Clemens finds Mon, goes in, gets denied. Well, what a block by Hara. LEVANGA's able to save this one. They'll want to push in transition. Hara defended by Mon. Mon's got 2 fouls. A quick thinking by John Hara. The former Penn State Bulldog just able to, Penn State Bear, excuse me, able to throw that one off. But look at this. Not in my house. Sayonara. .7:51 to go here in the 4th quarter. Okafor, defended by Mon. Soto ready for help side. Well, Soto, big time rejection with his 2nd block of the game. Well, big time block by the big time Soto. And as they say in the Philippines, paalam, goodbye. Get out of here. This may be Sapporo, but this is the house of King Kai. The officials now just want to go to see if this needs to be upgraded. Well, the officials now have made a decision. Does this need to be upgraded to an unsportsmanlike foul? Nope. It's going to remain as a personal foul. That would have been a huge advantage. Only 1-point lead to LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Soto gets this one to paint. Good deflection. Goes out of bounds. Soto gets it back and look out below. Soto takes the entire LEVANGA HOKKAIDO defense with him. Well, they took that gamble. John Hara did. And Soto made him pay. Again, good defense. Takes deflection now. I think LEVANGA HOKKAIDO going to argue the case. May want to go for head coach's challenge, but I don't think Coach Little's going to call it. Oh, no, he is, yep. So a head coach's challenge has been called. Well, nice response. But it's now extending it to a 4-point lead. Coach Little probably would have liked to have gone for a coach's challenge now, because now KOSHIGAYA just trying to build some momentum here where it counts. Ramos almost turning it over. Does just that. Mon almost turned it back over. 6:32. Can KOSHIGAYA run away with this? Because KOSHIGAYA, the last game was a big defeat against Yokohama B. Corsairs prior to this doubleheader. And they won twice against Ibaraki Robots, but the last time they won before that was on the 24th of December on Christmas Eve. And that was at home against Sendai 89ers. Well, Kai Soto now has 18 points, 11 rebounds. They'll go back to the big fella. Good pass. Wide open. Big time 3. Now it's a 7-point lead. Huge 3 by Shun Matsuyama. One of 3 players in double figures tonight here for KOSHIGAYA Alphas. Tominaga. Bit of contact. No foul given. Soto picks up his 12th rebound. Holds it high so nobody can get it. Matsuyama just draws a foul on the ground. That's going to be the 2nd team foul against LEVANGA HOKKAIDO here in the 4th and final quarter. Well, Yuya Kamata subbing back into the game here for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. I don't know who's come out of the game, though. Well, they've taken Soto out. Just wonder how much. It's probably to give Kai a little bit of respite, but I don't know how much longer they're going to keep him on the bench. 7-point lead. Clemens in the paint. 5 on the shot clock. Martin's had his struggles. Still can't get it. Well, that would have made it a 10-point cushion. 4 in the paint. Finds Hara. And 1. Well, was it a wise move to take Kai out now? I guess when you lead by 7, you got to give him a respite somewhere. I don't know where else you take him out, but Martin had to come up with a double team. That's now his 4th personal foul. So Jarrell Martin's probably going to go to the bench, which means they're probably going to have to bring back in Jeffrey Palmer. Yep. Well, Palmer's going to come back into the lineup. We cut it down officially to a 2-possession ball game. 14 out of 20 from the free throw line tonight for Hokkaido LEVANGA. Trying to figure out if they're going to a zone defense. Yeah, looks like they've gone into a 3-2 zone. Number 3 by Matsuyama, a little too short. Well, 2 offenses just failing to capitalize. Oh, cut it down to 1. And a foul is going to be called on the ground. That one's on Yuya Kamata on the box out against John Hara. Well, it looks like a timeout is going to be called. Now, I don't know if this is called by Koshigaya or by LEVANGA HOKKAIDO, but we will return in just under 90 seconds. I think where it's been a tough game for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Now remember, they are the #1 team in the Eastern Conference, above both Utsunomiya Brex and the Chiba Jets, is the 3-point shooting. They're only 4 out of 15 this evening. Kinsey Tominaga's only attempted 3 triples, but he's 6 out of 13 so far. Now granted, he's 1 of 4 players in double figures. Their second leading scorer so far tonight. And so far, since his return from injury, it's a season high for Kai Soto, 18 points. Okafor, and now making 13 rebounds. And now Soto playing point center. Well, like I can't get ahead of myself too much. Clemens may have just got away with a push-up. Bit of Spain stack pick and roll action. Clemens tough contested 3 way off the mark. Well, big offensive board, and there you have it. Backcourt players making big moments. Matsuyama. Back to a 6-point lead. It's the depth of the bench of these two teams. Okafor goes in, another and one. And again, there's no need to take the gamble. But that time, Jeffrey Palmer wanted to put his hand in the cookie jar. But Jahlil Okafor makes him pay. Right here, Okafor. No need. Just keep him in front of you. Well, Okafor, 19 points so far this evening, only 5 rebounds. It's actually John Hurrah who has the double-double. Now, John Hurrah, interestingly, is 4 assists away this evening from a potential triple-double. 4 minutes left. Coach Anzai subbing back in Jarrell Martin, but remember, Martin does have 4 fouls. Okafor missed the free throw. Soto, dominant performance. Now picks up indeed another rebound. Well, they turn it over. They got numbers here. And finish in transition. Beautifully tucked away. And now it's only a 1-possession ball game. 2-point lead to Koshigaya Alphas. Coach Anzai calls timeout. Not happy with his team's inability to take care of the basketball. Well, we'll be back from this timeout in under 90 seconds. Welcome back, everybody, live here in Sapporo for this game of the Japanese B.LEAGUE. Currently, it's a 2-point lead, to Koshigaya Alphas, the second meeting between these two teams this weekend. An incredible game of basketball we've witnessed this evening. A total of 13 turnovers committed between these two teams. Only 5 from LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Soto flashes high, kicks out to Ikeda. Soto with 18. I missed that one. Offensive rebound by Martin. Putback is good. Extends it back to 4. Around 4 assists away from a triple-double tonight here for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. Martin's got 4 fouls. Kicks out to Tominaga. Bumps. Can't get it. Rebound secured by Clements. Still plenty of basketball to play. Soto on the roll, but Soto with the butterfingers. And that's the 10th turnover of the game here for Koshigaya Alphas. Well, it's unfortunate, but this is where they got to make up for it down the other end. A timeout is going to be called. 2:38 left, both teams. We'll talk it over. The number 1 team in the Eastern Conference, the B.LEAGUE, HOKKAIDO LEVANGA, down by 4. Well, here we go, fans. 4-point lead currently to, Koshigaya Alphas. Can they hang on? A lot of time here for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO to come back in this one. Okafor goes to the back down. Tough post move. Well, he's been dominant. Debutant season here in the B-League, and my word, he's began with a bang. Soto going down low to Jarrell Martin. There's a handoff. There's a little 15-footer on the baseline. Beautifully tucked away by Shun Matsuyama. It's now run to 2 minutes, extending it back to a 4-point lead. Oh, nice backdoor play in the finish. Well, he may have struggled from the 3-point line tonight, but Keisei Tominaga, I'd say he's been doing the damage inside the rainbow. A lot of basketball to be played. Soto again goes to Martin. Got a bump there, but Martin's going to think about isolating. Seconds winding down. Matsuyama to Soto. Teardrop. What a finish by Kaiju. Well, you can criticize this man all you want. The Kai bashes, they come every week. But the stats don't lie about Kai Soto, that's for sure. Huge play, cool, calm, and composed by Kaiju Kai Soto. Still no need here for LEVANGA to panic, but Haraz got to finish that one. Huge rebound. They need a big play now. The foul is going to be called. So here is where LEVANGA HOKKAIDO definitely need a big stop. They don't want to commit an unnecessary foul at the moment. High screen coming from Kai Soto. Ikeda inside the paint. Oh, good hands-on defense by Okada. And Soto just says, why'd you go for the bounce pass? Just throw the lob. I'm 7'3". And Ikeda, all you've got to do is just throw that one in the sky. And Soto's going to collect it like the mailman. Coach Anzai, I think you can feel his disappointment because what should be a 6-point lead is now probably going to be cut down to only 2. Trying to cut it down. It's been a great game, as I mentioned here for Tominaga. 18 points this evening. And even with those numbers, would you believe me if I said he hadn't made a 3 tonight? Because he hasn't. He's 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. Makes them both. Only a 2-point deficit. Well, what do you think? Koshigaya winning? LEVANGA coming back, or are we going to overtime? They need something calm, cool, and composed here. They don't want to rush anything. Clemens calls to the screen from Soto. Soto in the paint. Defended by Okafor. Kicks out, Clemens, deep 3. Just can't get it. Koshigaya's got no fouls to give. They don't want to send him to the free throw line. Okafor up against Soto. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Backdoor by Tominaga goes in, levels things up with 18.2. And a timeout is going to be called by Koshigaya. Well, Keisei Tominaga time. Nanji desu ka? What time is it, baby? Still, there's going to be one play left. Well, the timeout has been called. We will return in just under 90 seconds. And it all goes back to that lob play when Koshigaya are up by 4. Ikeda should have thrown the alley-oop to Kai Soto. Instead went for the bounce pass. That was a turnover. That might be a game-defining moment. Well, here we go, fans. 18.2. Remember, LEVANGA Hokkaido does indeed have one foul to give. It's their game to win. There it is. They've used the foul. Well, did they need to use the foul so quickly? What's on Shuto Ichiba, the former Alphas player? 12.8 live here in Sapporo. Koshigaya Alphas, a chance to win this one. Clements gets a high screen. Got to go quick. Time is winding down. Clements out of control. There it is. There's the foul. So Anthony Clements with 1.8 draws a foul against Dwight Ramos. And a chance to win this one. .23 points for Anthony Clements. That's his first free throw tonight. Make this one. I would just miss it if I were you. I don't know why you're asking the fans to cheer. You want him to make it. He's going to say, don't worry about it. He's going to miss this one on purpose. Clements is not going to try to make this free throw. But if he does deliberately miss it, you got to make sure you hit the rim. Because if you don't, it becomes a violation. Which then means they can call timeout. So Keisei Tominaga, just maybe ask the crowd politely, just keep the noise down. I'm just reading the comments on the live YouTube chat. Dwight Ramos undercover to help Kai Soto's team win. There you have it. And it's all over. Soto gets the rebound, and indeed, Koshigaya Alphas win. Well, their first win against their double-header victory against the Ibaraki Robots. And indeed, a huge victory here for Koshigaya Alphas against the #1 team in the Eastern Conference of the B.LEAGUE. Unbelievable. Well, Anthony Clements, indeed, the man who made the free throw that gave them the 1-point lead, fouled by Dwight Ramos. But it was the double-double tonight from King Kai Soto. Kaiju, Kaireem. Well, Jahil Okafor also had a very good night, but it just wasn't enough in the end. If it's one thing that let them down, it was indeed the three-point shooting. They just didn't shoot that well from the perimeter. In the end, LEVANGA Hokkaido only 4 out of 15 from downtown, whereas you compare that to Koshigaya Alphas. Koshigaya with 12 out of 34, 35%, but it got the job done. So Magan Dangabi, Salama to all the Kai Soto fans. And to the Kai Bashes as well. Happy 2026. I know that you come here every live YouTube chat looking to make fake YouTube accounts and, bash on Kai, but it's okay. Kai got the victory. Big win indeed. Well, we are going to get an interview with head coach Ansai and probably with Anthony Clements, the most likely the game's MVP. But I would probably say Kai Soto should be there for a shout because he got a double-double. So maybe it might be Kai Soto we hear from. So stick around because we may have a post-game interview with Kai Soto. And also Kai Basher, stick around. You know, we'd love for you to see this interview as well. Still a good game individually for some players, particularly Jahil Okafor with 23, Keisei Tominaga with 21. Dwight Ramos after 18 points yesterday, 0 points. Let's listen now to Coach Ansai. We will get this translated from Japanese to English.
監督、勝利おめでとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。
今日の勝利を振り返って一言お願いいたします。
そうですね、昨日の反省をしっかり選手たちが生かしてくれたというところですかね。本当にこの天候の中、たくさんのアルファーズファンの方々が来てくれてたんで、バスケットライブでもたくさん応援してくれたと思うんで、そういう人たちに勝利を届けられてよかったなと思います。
そうですね。この東1位の北海道に対して勝利できた意味というのは今後どのようにつながっていくでしょうか。
そうですね、怪我人も戻ってきて、1人ね、まだセクが戻ってきてないですけど、自分たちのしっかりとしたバスケットをやれば、こういう強いチームにも勝てるっていうのが一つ証明できたと思うんで、これをいいきっかけにしっかり続けていければいいかなと思います。
はい、ありがとうございます。最後にシーズン残りの試合に向けて抱負を一言お願いします。
そうですね、本当にファンの皆さんに応援してよかったと思ってもらえるようなゲームを続けられるように頑張っていきたいと思います。はい、ありがとうございました。
はい、本日はありがとうございました。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Well, we'll try to get that translated very quickly. Again, thank you, everybody that's been joining us live on this big game. We had over 13,000 live viewers at one point. Every opinion matters, even the Kai Bashers. We appreciate your opinions, too, so please let us know. But we are going to very soon hear from the game's most valuable player, which I don't know at the moment whether it's Anthony Clements or Kai Soto. Clements was leading scorer, but Kai Soto had the double-double. Anthony Clements, indeed. Oh, so here is what was said by head coach Ryo Enzai. It was good to put yesterday's lessons to use. Having injured players return and beating a strong team gave us confidence. So quite strong words there from Koshigaya Alpha's head coach. Well, Clements had 23 points, 5 rebounds. We're going to hear from Anthony Clements, so let's hear what he's got to say.
選手、本日の勝利おめでとうございます。今日の振り返って一言お願いいたします。
Just have to give it up to our team. We fought for 40 minutes, and Hokkaido's a tough team offensively. We put it together today, and we fought. And I'd just like to thank my team for giving our all.
まず、チームで、掴み取った本当勝利です。全員で、戦って掴み取れたので、本当に北海道さん素晴らしいチームで、本当難しい戦いになるとは分かってたので、でもチームとして勝ち取った勝利でした。あ
りがとうございます。今日はご本人としても6本のスリーポイントを決める23得点、素晴らしいパフォーマンスでした。その点に関してはいかがでしょうか。
I was just trying to do whatever it took to win. I knew today was going to be a tough one, and I just wanted to be aggressive to help my team win and do what it takes.
いや本当今日も難しい試合になるとは思ってはいたので、もうチームのためにやれることを全部出し尽くそうとして勝つために全力でやりました。
ありがとうございます。最後にですね、この北海道という大雪の中に駆けつけてくれたアルファメイト、そしてライブの遠くですね、応援してくださっているファンの皆様にも一言お願いいたします。
Thank you guys, Alpha fans. You guys have been so loyal to us up this far. It's been kind of rocky, but you guys always showed up, always supported, and I personally feel you guys' energy, and I just like to thank you guys for always supporting us, and keep doing it. You know, we're gonna try hard to keep trying to win.
まずアルファメイト皆さん、本当に遠いところまで応援して来てくださって本当にありがとうございます。僕個人的にも皆さんの声援はいつも聞こえてはいるので、それもすごい、自信にもつながってはいるので、これからも、引き続き応援のほどよろしくお願いいたします。皆さんのためにこれからもなるべく勝てるように頑張ってきます。
はい、本日は勝利おめでとうございます。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
Well, they heard from Anthony Clements, who ended up leaving with the game's Most Valuable Player award. Clements finished with 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Also 1 steal. Of course, Kai Soto finishing with 20 points, 14 rebounds, 1 block, and 2 assists. So Kai actually finished in the plus-minus category as the best player this evening for Koshigaya Alphas. Well, if you want to know where it went wrong in this game for the #1 team in the Eastern Conference of the B.LEAGUE, well, the three-point shooting, that was it. They just didn't have as much from the perimeter as they would have wanted to have done. Well, here are the rest of the highlights. It was a great start. Kai Soto had a double-double, at halftime. And that was the first field goal for him. I mean, that's a tough move. You're up against a former primetime NBA player, first-round pick in Jahlil Okafor, but that was a tip-back dunk. You got to remember, he came back from a long timeout due to injury. Because people don't realize just how tough returning from a long-term injury is. You know, the hours you spend by yourself, the time in the gym, the therapy, it can be a very lonely time. And playing the way he did tonight, because he had a good game yesterday, even though they lost, but it was a huge win and a huge game for Kai Soto. Well, there you can see the three-pointer. That time, Soto just allowing Jahlil Okafor to stretch to the perimeter. Now, Okafor didn't take another three after that. Here's Keisei Tominaga, a man who also didn't connect from the perimeter this evening. Well, I got to give a shout-out to my friend Francis Luis, watching this game live. And, of course, quite amazed with how Koshigaya collectively. Fran Lu, the man with the plan. And shout out to Edward as well on the Navs Effect community exclusive. Like that. We like that a lot. Well, there was the former Koshigaya player Shuto Ichiba. And there was the three-point shooting from Anthony Clements, and he really set the tempo from the perimeter. He was on fire, unstoppable, couldn't miss. Well, you got to think where next for these two teams, because we're heading very soon to the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers, second round. Well, in the case of the Koshigaya Alphas, well, they'll be at home for the next 4 games. This is the 7th and 8th of February. They'll be taking on Sendai 89ers. Now on the 14th and 15th, they'll also be hosting Anthony Clements' former team, the Sun Rockers Shibuya. Well, for LEVANGA Hokkaido, they will be at home to Seahorses Mikawa, and then they'll be on the road against Toyama Grouses. And now we'll take a look at some of the plays there in the second half of overtime. There's a great play by Tominaga. That's the one thing about Tominaga. He's not just a spot-up shooter. He had 21 points this evening, 9 out of 17 from the field, but disappointingly just couldn't get his three-point shot going. The great players, they'll find other ways to score, and that's what Keisei Tominaga did tonight. Well, the huge three-point shooting tonight here from Shun Matsuyama. Matsuyama, in my mind, really saved them in the fourth quarter. Enabled them, in my mind, to kind of leave with the victory. Matsuyama 18 points tonight, 3 out of 7 from the three-point line. And that was a strong play, and the one three-pointer we did see from Kai Soto. Well, there was a take in the paint, no foul given. It was good defense. And then it was the follow-up rebound by Shuto Ichiba. That is why you always box out, and at that time it was Takeru Oba who forgot to box him out. But here was Takeru Oba making up for it. Huge three-pointer. Well, there was the alley-oop finding Soto. At 7 on the clock, a good vision by Jarrell Martin identifying King Kai on the lob. Well, here was Clemens. A good block by John Hara, who almost finished with a triple-double tonight. John Hara, 11 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 rebounds, and 7 assists. And there was the big-time block by Kai Soto. That time Soto said, "Not in my house." Well, that was the big three by Clemens. Clemens was unconscious today. Was the leading scorer, joint leading scorer along with Jahil Okafor. But Clemens actually 6 out of 11 from the three-point line. Here's a transition play again by Tominaga. Guess that leveled things up for them. But there was the big offensive rebound from Jarrell Martin, just trying to go for the putback. It's plays like that that saved Koshigaya the victory. There was Tominaga on the back door. That leveled things up. That tied the game up officially. But there was the foul by Dwight Ramos. And that sent Anthony Clemens to the free throw line. And all he had to do was make one. Deliberately missed the second one. And with 1.8, they had no time left. And Soto did just enough to tip away any potential offensive rebounds as he finished with 20 points. And I actually thought that was going to be another rebound, but it wasn't. So 14 rebounds in total for Kai Soto. Well, when you look at the stats and you compare these two teams in this game, I think the big thing is the second chance points. 4 more in favor of Koshigaya Alphas. Now, Koshigaya today only had 10 offensive rebounds, but that was the same as LEVANGA Hokkaido. Points in the paint definitely went in favor of LEVANGA Hokkaido, 42-30. What's interesting is the depth in these two teams. Only 10 bench points coming tonight here for Koshigaya Alphas, while 20 came for LEVANGA Hokkaido. That just goes to show a big difference in offensive futility, of course. Well, I think another big difference in this game, if you want to compare anything, has to be the points from turnovers. 15 points in turnovers actually went in favor of LEVANGA Hokkaido, while only 6 went in favor of Koshigaya Alphas. Both Jahil Okafor, Anthony Clemens finishing with 23 points each. Kai Soto, as I mentioned, a double-double tonight for him with 20 points and 14 rebounds, while third leading scorer for LEVANGA Hokkaido, John Hara. You're going to see him in other categories. He nearly had a triple-double tonight. 12 rebounds and 7 assists for John Hara. I think this is one of those games where you got to look at Koshigaya, where everything worked out perfectly for them. And not that it didn't work out tonight for LEVANGA Hokkaido. It was really the three-point shooting that let them down tonight. Well, like I said, where next for these two teams? LEVANGA Hokkaido, well, they indeed will be at home. as they'll have a doubleheader against Mikawa Seahorses, while in the case of Koshigaya, they'll also be at home. But they will be hosting Sendai 89ers in a doubleheader, a team that they've already defeated this season. Soto leading all rebounders today with 14. And there's your matchups for next weekend. It's going to be 4 consecutive home games for the Koshigaya Alphas. After they play Sendai 89ers, they'll host Anthony Clements' former team, Sun Rocky Shibuya, on the 14th of February. And then on my birthday, the following day, on the 15th of February. In the case of LEVANGA Hokkaido, after their home games against Seahorses Mikawa, they will be on the road and take on Toyama Grouses on the same days of the 14th and 15th. Well, there you have it. Some exciting games coming up next week here in the B-League. Season number 10, a decade of excellence here in Japanese basketball. It's only getting bigger, and it's only getting better. Well, it's unfortunately that time of the day where we must part ways with you. We thank you for joining us here on the beautiful island of Hokkaido in the city of Sapporo. But for now, it's good night, goodbye, and God bless. Paalam, magandang gabi. Mahilig ako ng Pilipinas.